guys, so as you saw from our last video, we're engaged. We've been engaged for several months now, but it was kind of hard to announce it for a little bit for his family. But when we were up in Fort Worth over the weekend, my mom and I went dress shopping. So originally I was wanting to do a whole like dress shopping vlog and actually record some of the experience, but when my mom and I went dress shopping, we did not anticipate actually finding a dress for me. We went just to kind of get an idea on, like, kind of start getting ideas, because first of all, I'm not a girly girl. Anyone who knows me knows I'm not a full-on girly girl. So we were kind of, and I've never had any ideas of what I wanted. I looked at so many dresses online, like I kind of have an idea, but not really. I just needed to try some on and see some on me and kind of start narrowing down what I like or don't like. So my mom and I decided, hey, let's have some mother-daughter time and go dress shopping. What we ended up doing was I found a bridal shop a couple miles from my parents' house up in Fort Worth called Sophia's Gowns, and we went there. So it's important to note here that I'm actually scheduled for a bridal appointment at David's Bridal at the end of next month. And I'm supposed to go there with all my bridesmaids. The whole reason we did this was, again, just because we were trying to kind of start narrowing down ideas and kind of get an idea of what I might or might not want. So we just decided, hey, let's go do this. My mom's living through me because when she got married to my dad 28 years ago, she ordered her dress from a catalog, and she said she loves her dress. She loved her dress and everything, but she just regrets not getting that experience of actually trying on wedding dresses, and especially the fact that she didn't do it with her mother. So we made a mother-daughter thing. We decided to go do some try-ons at this place called Sophia's Gowns. I ended up trying on 11 dresses, so I'm not going to go through every one of them. I'm going to go through a few of them and just I'm going to put pictures up of what dresses I tried on and kind of explain why I didn't like them or why I didn't pick them. But like I said, I tried on 11 dresses. 2 were off the rack. One of the off the rack ones was the one I ended up getting, so I'm not going to show that picture on here because I don't want Max to end up seeing it. So I'm going to kind of go through my top 3 on here. So here's the first one. It's more of an A-line dress. It's got some lace on it. It's got some cap sleeves on it, and it's actually a plunging neckline. So I actually really like the look of this one on me. Now, it's important to note here that I'm a very modest person. I don't like much of my skin showing, especially close to, I'll wear shorts like I am now and everything, but I don't like showing what shouldn't be shown. I like keeping my chest covered. I don't like showing off my curves. So, the one thing they said with any of these dresses was I could have gotten it tailored to kind of add some stuff on to help cover more of my skin. So that's why I tried on some of these other ones. So this first one, like I said, it's more of an A-line dress with some lace. And it's got cap sleeves and a plunging neckline. So the plunging neckline, it's actually kind of hard to see in here. You have to kind of zoom it in to really see that it's the full plunging, but it actually covered a lot of my skin. It was kind of more of what I've been looking at anyways, minus the plunging neckline. And so it was really beautiful. I loved the look of it on me, but it just didn't quite feel... It was definitely an option, but it didn't feel like it was completely 100% me. And those of you who have gone dress shopping know what I'm talking about when I say it doesn't feel like it's me. My mom even loved the look of it on me, and on the back of this one you can kind of see a reflection in the mirror. It's got this beautiful lace all on the back. And then I did like a few of these other ones, like this one here. I did not like the cleavage on it, but I loved the lace on there. Plus, you can tell the ones that have pockets because my hands are in the pockets. The consultant I had mentioned that you could tell the tomboy in me when I found the pockets, which is very true. I found the pockets very easily. So that wasn't a problem. I just didn't like the plunging neckline and the fact that you can see cleavage. But other than that, it was very beautiful. That was kind of more towards me and my style as an individual. And then here's one that I've actually kind of had a little bit of buyer's remorse on. Like, I wish I got this one instead. It's a very beautiful, kind of between an A-line and a ball gown. It's got so much like beading and stuff up here on the bodice. It didn't feel tight or constricting. And it was very beautiful. I don't remember why I didn't fully choose that one. I think at the time when I tried it on, it was just more of, I was not thinking I was actually going to get anything. I was going to just try on, see what looked good, kind of start getting ideas. And then it was a similar thing with this one. My mom and I both loved this one on me. I didn't like as much of the cleavage, but it covers more than the last one did. But this one felt very elegant and just, you know, very, like, nice and sleek. But the biggest thing for me when it came to shopping was I am a very baby-faced person. I know those of you watching probably can't tell, but I'm 24 years old. I still get mistaken as a high schooler all the time. And so for me, it's just like first of all, I feel like in some of these I was very much like a little girl playing dress up in a dress. But then also at the same time, it's like some of them made me feel like the dress was way too grown up for me, or quite the opposite, it made me look more like a little girl. And I wanted to have that nice in between on that. This one was very beautiful, but at the same time I kind of felt like I was playing dress up. It's a little too elegant. And then this one was nice, but the problem with this one was you can't see it because I covered it, but there was actually a slit for the leg, and I'm not a huge fan of the slits. I feel like that's a little too revealing for me. So that was kind of that. Here's actually, this one's kind of close to what I did get. This was the other the first off the rack one that I tried on. I love this one. The lady said it was actually my size. The only area I would really need some tailoring or alterations done would have been more up in the chest to kind of tighten it up and not have it be so like cupping and out there. This one, oh, it was so beautiful on. The problem I did have was up on the straps. The straps were very irritating underneath, and I was going to have to put something on to kind of help add as a barrier on my skin, and I did not want to spend the extra money on that. Then there was this one, big ball gown. Very beautiful, but I'm glad you guys can't zoom in on this because this one was very revealing. You zoom in, you can actually see more, like, it basically had two giant pads covering here, and then it was just, you could see my skin, and I just didn't feel comfortable in that. I also was struggling. I know they would have altered it to fit me, but I could not do this in it, and I just felt like a long sleeve wasn't really what I needed. But again, you can see it has pockets because my hands are in them. So those were the kind of the basics of the dresses that I tried on. And here's my experience at Sophia's Gown. So when I made the appointment, it was actually an hour and a half. So we went in at 2 p.m. and the appointment was till 3:30. We did leave a little after 3:30, and we actually got there a little bit before 2. So, you know, we had a little extra time on there. So my consultant, when she came up to me, she showed us kind of around. She's like, okay, so here's how this is going to work. We've got these like A-line ones, and then we've got the mermaid gowns over here. We've got the ball gowns over here. And then she took us over to where the dressing room was, and then she also took us off the rack area, and then she took us to the dressing room and the like stage area where my mom and I were, and it was absolutely an amazing experience doing that. So originally I pulled 9 dresses to try on. My mom and I went through, I picked some that I liked, and I told my mom, just because I didn't know what I was really wanting, I told her, like, hey, pick out some dresses, I'll try them on for you. And then she found that big ball gown one that I showed you at the end, and that one, she's like, ooh, I love this one. I'm like, okay, I'll try this on for you. And she really appreciated that I did that. So it was just me and her, no one else there. It was really beautiful having that. So she went and sat down in the like staging area where I came out, and me and the consultant went across the hall. She said I could have put them on myself and then have her come help tighten everything up on it, or I could have her help me get in them. And I chose because I've never been in one before. I'm like, I would like to have help getting in them, and I'm glad I did, because some of them, especially the ball gowns, they were like, when you took them off, they just stood up there on the ball gown itself, like the big poofy part at the bottom, it stood up on its own. I couldn't find the floor through most of them, and so it was very helpful having an extra hand to get in them. She never tried rushing us or pressuring us on anything, and it was really great. When I was getting towards the end of the original 9, we were noticing on some of them that my belly here was showing a little bit, and I wasn't really comfortable with that, and so my mom says, oh, I saw one of these rooster ruffled ones over in the off the rack area, so I'm gonna go grab one for you to try on. And she went and she grabbed the off the rack one that I showed you guys a few minutes ago. And so I tried that one on, and it was actually pretty nice, and I liked it. It was definitely a top contender in there. Again, I did not like how it felt on my skin up here with the straps though, but it was a very nice experience. Then after we tried all those on, I put my clothes back on, and my mom's like, before we leave, let's go look at the off the rack area because you didn't really get a chance to look at those. So we went to the off the rack area, and I found this very beautiful dress. It caught my eye. Alright, so as I was saying before my camera shut off, the dress that we had found in the off the rack was a beautiful mermaid / trumpet style body that was a strapless dress with a sweetheart neckline, and it's got some ruching on it, as well as there's some beading like kind of up in here as well as kind of down below too. So when I grabbed that to try it on, at first I was just like, okay, I'll try it on. Very beautiful. It did catch my eye. So the consultant's helping me get into it, and the main bodice of it is a corset. So she had to completely lace up the back. And so she's there lacing up the back, and as she's lacing it, the longer she takes to lace it up, the more I'm looking at it, I'm like, this is very beautiful. And I just kind of started smiling, and I yelled out to my mom, like, I don't hate it. So I walk out in it, and my mom sees it, and she lights up. My mom said that when I walked out, I lit up, but I also saw my mom light up when she saw me walk out in it. And at that point, I think we both kind of knew, like, this is the dress. So I'm looking at it, and I just keep smiling at my mom, and we're talking about it, and to say what happened is kind of hard because it was just kind of a blur, but she started texting she takes a couple pictures of it, she sends it to my dad, and my dad's like, oh, strapless, because no one in my family would expect me to go strapless. I always go with stuff like cup hold up and all that. Jeez, honks. But that dress was just so comfortable to me, and then they decided, okay, we'll get it for you. It's our contribution to the wedding, which may or may not be fully true. We'll see. But, so we ended up getting it for me. Then we started talking about alterations, because at first we're like, well, it could probably be altered a little bit. The consultant agreed that the whole dress itself, like the main body of it, fit perfectly, did not need any alterations. With the way the corset is, I have room to both gain weight and lose weight, and it still fit. I just can't in my bum, because that's where if I gain weight there, then it will be even harder to get over and up. But it was absolutely amazing. I mean, she says we could go about 1.5 inches to 2 inches on the length, but I was walking around that whole store at this point, walking in it. We put the shoes on the we put the shoes on that I already have for the wedding. I'm walking around the whole store, and it's amazing. The longer I was in it, the more I'm like, this is the dress. And so I was really happy with my parents that they'd get it for me. I wasn't tripping over it or anything, so we're like, okay, even though we could go up 1.5 inches to 2 inches, it's a perfect length for me. I'm doing fine in it. So we went ahead and got it. Being off the rack and not needing alterations, we got to take it home on Friday. So the dress is sitting in my closet up in Fort Worth, which I'm really excited about. I am bummed I didn't get to really do any like footage for you guys, because I really wanted to do that kind of vlog, but that didn't happen, unfortunately. But I did get to have a really wonderful experience with my mom. I have a dress now. We're actually going to keep my David's bridal appointment. Apparently I can take the dress into there and we can look at other stuff to go with it, like accessories. So when I have all 3 of my bridesmaids together next month, we're going to David's Bridal. We're going to try on veils with it and some other stuff and kind of see what we might need to accessorize with it. But I do have my dress and I'm excited about that. Actually, it's set up where I've got an hour at David's Bridal to do the stuff with my dress. It's going to work out because then I'll have my bridesmaids to kind of see how it works on the back and make sure they're familiarized with it way beforehand for the wedding. But then there's another appointment for my bridesmaids where we're going to look at bridesmaids' dresses and let them try stuff on, get sizing ideas, and kind of go from there, which I'm really excited about. I get to spend time with all 3 of my bridesmaids. They're all really good, close friends to me, so it's going to be really fun. Do expect more wedding video related vlogs coming up. We're going to do stuff where I'm hoping in a couple weeks to be able to vlog some suit shopping with Max and one of his groomsmen, as well as whenever we get a chance to and we're doing stuff relating to the wedding. Hopefully we can get some of that stuff done. So yeah, but we do have some time here. The wedding's not for another 1.5 years, so we have time to do all this, but we are kind of getting started on it because of circumstances. It's not going to be in Texas. We've got to actually travel to the wedding to be able to get extended family to come. So we've got some extra planning and details we've got to plan out with that. So we've got fun with that, but we are working through and starting to really work on planning and getting stuff actually set. We do have some decorations and all that, but do expect some wedding related videos coming up, so stay tuned for those. You can comment down below, like, subscribe, click that post notification bell. You can follow our Instagram, it'll be linked down below. And please continue to follow us for our journey on this wedding. Bye.